Imagine a bustling food festival where families gather to enjoy delicious meals and good vibes. Suddenly, chaos unfolds as a child's scream pierces the air, locked inside an overheating food truck. Just when hope seems lost, a young black boy steps in, risking his own safety to save a life. What happens the next day leaves everyone stunned. Stay tuned to find out how one act of bravery sparks a citywide conversation. Downtown Food Festival, Sunday, 2:30 p.m. The smell of grilled meat and sweet desserts fills the air as people line up at colorful food trucks. Suddenly, a desperate cry erupts. "Help! I'm stuck!" Who's trapped inside? And why can't anyone get them out? The sun blazes down on the food festival, where dozens of trucks are parked along the street, each offering unique treats. Families and friends gather, chatting and laughing under the hot sun. The scent of grilled meats, sweet pastries, and spicy dishes fills the air, blending into a delicious, dizzying aroma. 13-year-old Malik, wearing his favorite gray t-shirt, walks with his mom, Tanya, holding a snow cone. Malik is known around the neighborhood as the helpful kid, always offering to carry groceries or sweep the sidewalk. His mom often teases him, saying he's like the neighborhood's little superhero. Malik takes a big, syrupy bite of his snow cone, savoring the cool sweetness as it melts in his mouth. Tanya points out a new food truck on the corner that seems to be drawing a crowd. Gourmet grilled cheese, she reads from the sign, raising an eyebrow. Sounds fancy. A pastel blue food truck draws a long line, serving gourmet grilled cheese sandwiches. People chat while waiting, wiping sweat from their foreheads in the summer heat. As Malik and Tanya approach, they hear frantic banging from inside the truck. Curious, Malik tilts his head, trying to see what's going on. A little girl's voice shouts, "Help!" It's too hot. The cry is muffled by the thick truck walls, but the panic in her tone is unmistakable. Tanya looks around, noticing that most people are too busy chatting or eating to pay attention. Concern flashes across her face as she pulls Malik closer. Curious, Malik moves closer, spotting a toddler's tiny hands smacking against the window. He turns to his mom. "Mom, someone's in there." Tanya squints, trying to make sense of what she's seeing. "Isn't that a little girl? How did she get inside?" Malik's heart pounds as he watches the small hands press desperately against the glass. He glances around, looking for anyone who might be the child's guardian. The line of customers at the truck seems oblivious, caught up in their own conversations. One of the workers inside the truck finally notices and rushes to the window, peering out in confusion. The girl continues to cry, and Malik steps forward, waving to get the worker's attention. "Hey, there's a kid in there," he shouts. The worker's eyes widen as he looks at the little girl, quickly calling for someone to check the back of the truck. Malik tugs at Tanya's sleeve. "We have to do something. It's too hot for her in there." Tanya nods, pulling out her phone to call for help. As she dials, Malik keeps his eyes on the little girl, his mind racing. He knows how hot it must be inside the metal truck under the sun. Just standing nearby makes sweat drip down his back. The crowd slowly becomes aware of the situation, curious whispers spreading as more people realize something is wrong. Malik feels a surge of urgency. He can't just stand there. He glances at his mom, who is talking to the emergency operator, and then back at the truck, wondering how long the little girl has been trapped. "Where are you watching from? And what time is it?" Malik lives with Tanya in a small apartment. Their building is old but well kept, with flower pots lining the windowsills and neighbors who know each other by name. Tanya works as a cook at a local diner, where her warm smile and hearty meals make her a favorite among regulars. She often brings home leftover soup or pie to share with Malik, teaching him the importance of not wasting food. Tanya always emphasizes how important it is to look out for others. Whenever Malik helps carry groceries for an elderly neighbor or sweeps the steps to keep them clean, Tanya praises him. "You're doing good, kid," she always says. "Remember, kindness goes a long way." Malik takes her words to heart. Despite his helpful nature, he sometimes feels overlooked, especially when adults focus on his age rather than his actions. A few people in the neighborhood still see him as just another kid who should stay out of the way. Malik never lets it bother him too much. He knows that doing the right thing doesn't always come with recognition. The little girl, Lily, is the daughter of a food truck owner who stepped away briefly to grab more ingredients. Normally, Lily isn't allowed inside the truck alone, but in the busyness of the festival, she slipped in when her father wasn't looking. The pastel blue truck, usually a bustling spot for grilled cheese lovers, has a small window at the back that Lily managed to reach, her tiny hands pressed against the glass. Lily's father, Mark, is hard-working and well-liked at the festival, known for his creative sandwiches and friendly attitude. He's been juggling, running the truck, and keeping an eye on Lily, who loves exploring and mimicking his cooking moves. That day, in the rush to keep up with orders, Mark thought Lily was playing with the other vendor kids near the picnic tables. He never imagined she'd wander back into the truck. Malik often helps his neighbors without asking for anything in return. Whether it's shoveling snow from the steps in winter or helping carry heavy bags for Mrs. Alvarez from the third floor, Malik's good heart is known to those who see him beyond just a kid. Sometimes, though, he can't help but notice how a few people seem suspicious of him when he's out helping. He overheard one neighbor once say, "Kids these days are always up to something." Tanya's voice echoes in Malik's head. Always do what's right, even if nobody's watching. It's advice she's repeated countless times, reminding him that helping others isn't about getting praise. Malik carries those words with him wherever he goes, knowing that even small acts of kindness can make a difference. The day of the food festival feels no different to Malik. As he walks through the lively crowd with Tanya, he's thinking about how good the grilled cheese must taste when he suddenly hears Lily's cries. Instinct takes over, and Malik doesn't think twice about moving closer to the truck to see what's going on. Have you ever stepped up to help when no one else did? As the heat inside the truck rises, Malik notices Lily's face turning red, her cries growing weaker. Sweat beads on his forehead as he realizes time is running out. He tries the door, but it's locked. Panic sets in among the crowd, but no one knows how to open the heavy latch. A few people shout suggestions, but none seem to work. Without hesitation, Malik finds a nearby rock and smashes the small service window, reaching in to unlock the door. Glass shards scatter as his hand slips inside, fumbling with the latch until it finally clicks open. Flames begin to flicker at the stove behind Lily, intensifying the danger. A few bystanders gasp, realizing how close the situation is to disaster. He climbs in, scooping Lily into his arms, and carefully exits the truck. His heart races as he navigates around the broken glass, making sure not to hurt Lily. Just as they step out, the back of the truck bursts into flames, sending a blast of heat across the street. The crowd, stunned into silence for a moment, erupts into cheers, some even clapping for Malik's bravery. Lily clings to Malik, sniffling softly as he hands her to her mother, who has just rushed back from the nearby market stand. Tears stream down her mother's face as she pulls Lily close, whispering words of comfort and gratitude. She looks at Malik with wide, grateful eyes. "You saved her," she breathes. "Thank you." But as the initial relief fades, a few adults begin to murmur about the damage Malik caused. One man shakes his head. "He shouldn't have broken that window," he mutters. Another woman nods in agreement. Kids these days, always looking for trouble, could have handled it differently. Malik, still catching his breath, hears their words and lowers his head. Doubt creeps in, making his stomach twist. Did he really do something wrong? Tanya, noticing his downcast expression, wraps her arms around him. Her voice is firm and unwavering as she addresses the small group of skeptics. He saved a life, that's what matters. In a situation like that, you don't wait around for permission. You act. Some people nod in agreement, while others remain skeptical. A firefighter arrives on the scene, assessing the damage. After checking that everyone is safe, he walks over to Malik and Tanya. "You did good, kid," he says, offering Malik a reassuring pat on the shoulder. "That truck could have gone up in flames with her inside. You did what needed to be done." Lily's mother approaches, holding her daughter tightly. "I can't thank you enough," she says, tears still glistening in her eyes. "You didn't just save my daughter. You saved my whole world." The crowd's mixed reactions slowly shift as more people realize how serious the situation could have been. One elderly man steps forward, shaking Malik's hand. "You did right, son," he says, giving him a nod of respect. Though Malik still feels a bit overwhelmed, Tanya's comforting presence reminds him that he made the right choice. As more people gather to check on Lily and praise Malik, Tanya squeezes his shoulder. "You did good, baby. Not everyone will understand, but those who matter do. Have you ever been judged unfairly despite doing the right thing?" The next morning, a sleek, black luxury car pulls up in front of Malik's building. A well-dressed man steps out, a billionaire entrepreneur who owns several food truck businesses. The car's tinted windows gleam in the sunlight, drawing the attention of neighbors and passers-by. Malik, looking out from the window of his apartment, spots the man and nudges Tanya. "Mom, look who's here," he whispers. He praises Malik's bravery, presenting him with a reward and announcing that he will fund Malik's education. The entrepreneur speaks with a clear, confident voice. "You didn't just save a life. You showed that doing the right thing sometimes means acting without hesitation. That's the kind of spirit we need in this community." Malik can hardly believe his ears. He glances up at Tanya, who squeezes his shoulder proudly. The entrepreneur hands Malik a small certificate and an envelope, explaining that it contains details about the scholarship and the first installment to help with school supplies. Malik stammers a thank you, still processing the unexpected honor. Lily's mom steps forward to publicly thank Malik, fighting tears. Her voice trembles as she addresses the small crowd that has gathered. "If it weren't for Malik, I don't know what would have happened to my little girl. I'll never forget what he did." Tanya wipes away a tear, her heart swelling with pride. She knows how much it means for Malik to be recognized after all the doubts some people cast on him the day before. As the applause swells, Malik feels a mix of pride and humility, unsure of how to respond to so much praise. Despite this recognition, a few critics on social media question whether Malik acted recklessly by breaking the window. One post reads, "What if the fire had spread faster because of the broken glass? Was it really necessary?" Another comments, "Kids these days just want to be the hero. Could have waited for an adult." Tanya, seeing the online backlash, shakes her head in disbelief. She knows how much Malik did to save Lily, and it hurts to see his intentions questioned. At a small press gathering outside their building, she decides to address the issue head-on. Tanya addresses the crowd, her voice steady but firm. My son didn't wait for someone else to do what needed to be done. He saved that baby. In situations like that, every second counts. If he hadn't acted, who knows what could have happened. Sometimes doing the right thing means taking risks, even if some people don't understand. The billionaire nods in agreement, adding, "Sometimes heroes don't wear capes, they wear gray t-shirts." His statement garners cheers from those gathered, and Malik feels a wave of relief knowing that not everyone doubts his actions. Some of the neighbors who initially questioned Malik's involvement now approach him to apologize, realizing they judged him too quickly. One elderly woman pats his shoulder gently. "I should have known better. You did good, son." Malik thanks her quietly, grateful for the support. He knows that not everyone will change their minds, but having his mom and people who believe in him makes it easier to move forward. Have you ever received unexpected praise or criticism for doing the right thing? The local community rallies around Malik, sharing messages of support online. Positive posts flood social media, with people praising his quick thinking and bravery. Some of the earlier critics begin to change their tune as they hear more about how dire the situation truly was. One post reads, "I was wrong to doubt Malik." Saving that little girl took real courage. The city organizes a small parade in his honor, and Malik becomes a local hero. On the day of the parade, Malik feels a mix of excitement and nervousness. Tanya helps him pick out his nicest shirt, and as they walk to the main street, he notices colorful banners and signs with his name on them. The crowd cheers as Malik walks by, some kids even high-fiving him. Malik feels a little overwhelmed but can't help smiling at the support. At the center of the parade, the mayor steps up to a small podium, holding a microphone. "Today, we celebrate a young man who reminded us all that courage isn't about size or age. It's about heart. Malik didn't wait for someone else to act. He did what needed to be done." The crowd erupts in applause, and Malik's cheeks flush with pride. The food truck owner, grateful and humbled, volunteers to teach Malik about cooking, hoping to channel his courage into a new skill. He approaches Malik after the parade, handing him a small chef's hat. "I know you're already a hero," he says with a grin, "but how about learning to make some grilled cheese the right way?" Malik laughs, accepting the hat with a nod. Over the next few weeks, Malik visits the food truck during his free time, learning how to cook simple dishes and help with the setup. He's quick to pick up skills, and the owner appreciates his enthusiasm. One day, while flipping sandwiches, Malik notices a little boy watching intently from the sidewalk. Remembering how it felt to be curious, Malik waves him over and shows him how to butter the bread just right. The experience not only teaches Malik about cooking, but also about community. People stop by the truck to compliment his work, some even calling him Chef Malik with a wink. Malik can't help but feel a sense of pride, not just for saving Lily, but for being part of something positive. Tanya watches with pride as Malik, once seen as just another kid, is now recognized as a young man with a big heart and even bigger courage. She never doubted him, but seeing how the community has come to respect and support her son brings her a quiet joy. One evening, as they sit together after dinner, Tanya puts an arm around Malik and says, "You've shown everyone what it means to have a good heart. I couldn't be prouder." Malik smiles, grateful for his mom's support. He knows that not everyone will remember the full story, but he's glad that most people now understand why he acted the way he did. More than anything, Malik hopes that his actions inspire others to do the right thing, even when it's hard. What quality do you think makes someone a hero? Malik and Tanya sit at the diner, where the owner serves them free lunch. The familiar clinking of silverware and soft chatter fills the room, but Malik's focus is on the small TV mounted above the counter. A news segment about his heroic act is playing, recapping the rescue and highlighting community reactions. Malik watches the footage of himself carrying Lily out of the burning truck, feeling both pride and a hint of embarrassment. It still feels surreal to see himself on TV, especially with so many people praising him. Yet, in the back of his mind, he can't help but think about the few who doubted his intentions. He wonders why some people would question someone trying to help. Tanya notices his thoughtful expression and pats his hand. People fear what they don't understand. "You did good, Malik." She gives him a warm smile, knowing her son well enough to sense the uncertainty behind his eyes. The diner owner, Joe, walks over with 2 plates of pancakes, extra syrup drizzled on top. "On the house," he says with a grin. "You're a real hero, Malik. Not everyone would have acted so fast." Malik mumbles a thank you, still processing the attention. A couple at a nearby table turns to him, the woman smiling kindly. "We saw the news. You did an amazing thing. That little girl's lucky you were there." Malik nods, grateful for their words. As he picks at his pancakes, his thoughts wander to the online comments he saw earlier. Some people had posted that he might have been trying to get attention or that breaking the window was reckless. Malik couldn't understand why doing the right thing would make people think that way. Tanya notices his quietness and nudges him gently. "What's on your mind, kiddo?" she asks. Malik hesitates, then blurts out, "Why would people think I did it for attention?" "I wasn't thinking about that. I just wanted to help." Tanya takes a deep breath. Sometimes people don't know the whole story, or they judge before they understand. You didn't wait for someone else to step in, and that's what made the difference. Malik frowns, still unsure. "But why do they think I did something wrong?" Tanya squeezes his hand. "Sometimes people project their own fears or doubts onto others. They don't know your heart like I do. You acted out of kindness and bravery. That's all that matters." Joe overhears and chimes in. "You know, Malik, no matter what you do, some folks will find something to complain about. But most of us see you for who you are, a good kid who did the right thing. Don't let the negative voices drown out the truth." Malik offers a small smile, his spirits lifting a bit. As they continue eating, more customers stop by their table to congratulate him or share how proud they are of his courage. Malik starts to feel the weight of the criticism ease off, replaced by a sense of acceptance and pride. After they finish eating, Tanya insists on leaving a generous tip, despite the free meal. As they walk home, Malik glances back at the diner, feeling a renewed sense of belonging. Tanya's words echo in his mind, reminding him that doing good doesn't always mean everyone will understand. Still, he knows deep down that he did what was right. Malik smiles, feeling a mix of pride and confusion, but knowing he did the right thing. The warmth of his mom's words stays with him as they head down the familiar streets, knowing that not everyone will see things the same way, but those who matter do. Have you ever felt misunderstood even when your intentions were pure? Malik's brave rescue and the mixed reactions remind the city of the complexities of heroism. Sometimes, good deeds come with unintended consequences, but Malik's courage remains undeniable. The story of that day continues to spread, and while most people praise his quick thinking, a few still discuss whether breaking the window was the best choice. Regardless, Malik knows that he acted from his heart, and that is what matters. As life goes on, Malik's bond with Lily and her family grows. Lily's parents make a habit of inviting Malik and Tanya over for dinner, grateful for the boy who saved their daughter. One evening, as they sit around the small dining table, Lily's dad jokes, "You know, Malik, if you ever get tired of helping people, you've got a spot in our kitchen." They all laugh, but the warmth of the moment lingers long after. Malik starts volunteering at the food truck, learning new recipes and life lessons. At first, he's unsure of his cooking skills, but Lily's dad is patient, teaching him how to grill sandwiches just right. Malik takes pride in mastering the perfect flip, and customers start recognizing him as the hero chef. One elderly customer even insists on taking a photo with him, calling him an inspiration. As the weeks go by, Malik gains confidence, not only in the kitchen, but in himself. Tanya notices the change and can't help but smile when she sees how Malik holds his head higher, more comfortable in his own skin. She knows that the experience has shaped him into someone who understands that being brave isn't about being fearless. It's about choosing to act when it matters most. One day, after closing up the truck, Malik and Tanya walk home together. Malik shares how proud he feels to be part of something positive. "It's like, I know I did the right thing, even if not everyone saw it that way," he admits. Tanya wraps an arm around his shoulders. "That's how it is sometimes. But the important thing is, you know your heart. And those who really matter know it too." The city council eventually presents Malik with a community service award, recognizing his courage and dedication. During the small ceremony, Tanya watches proudly from the front row, wiping away a tear. Malik keeps his speech simple, thanking everyone for their support and reminding people to act when they see someone in need. His words resonate, and even those who once questioned his actions nod in approval. At the end of the day, Malik knows that he can't change everyone's mind, but he doesn't have to. The most important lesson he's learned is that doing the right thing is worth it, no matter what others may think. He hopes that if anyone else is faced with a tough choice, they'll remember his story and choose to help. Tanya knows her son will continue to face challenges, but she's confident he'll meet them with the same bravery he showed that day. She sees the way he's grown, not just as a young hero, but as a caring, thoughtful person who understands that kindness sometimes requires courage. What did you think of Malik's story of courage and community? Share your thoughts below. If you enjoyed this story, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories. See you next time.